All right, so first thing we want to look at here, I'm looking at the daily time frame here on NQ. Yes, okay. So we tapped into the daily SIBI up here, and look at the reaction we've been getting off that daily SIBI ever since we tapped into it. I know we traded a little bit into it, but we are seeing a long daily wick up to buy side after trading into this, taking out previous day low both on NQ and ES, and now we're starting to see some pretty strong pullback here. Pretty strong pullback. So this can only tell us so much, right? What we really want to do is go down to the 4-hour time frame here. And if you guys need a little bit of hype and a little bit of motivation for your day, this is the song for you. Okay, so what I want you to notice on the 4-hour is the fact that we inverse this 4-hour SIBI right here. Notice this 4-hour SIBI, we closed above it. We closed above it. So what does that normally tell me? That tells me we have more bullish sentiment here, because when we see the 4-hour time frame closing above a previous imbalance, it tells me we're not respecting bearish order flow. Okay, so we're kind of conflicting right now because we're trading into a daily bearish fair value gap and we're inversing a 4-hour bearish fair value gap. So a lot of stuff going on in the higher time frames. But what I want you to notice is this big 4-hour bullish fair value gap right here. Busy, 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 busy. Look at that. 4-hour busy. So big old 4-hour busy right here. That I could definitely see price trying to retrace to, right? I could see price trying to come down to this 4-hour busy and rebalancing a little bit of this market and trying to trade back into this 4-hour busy. Okay, let's go down to the 1-hour time frame real quick. So looking at the 1-hour time frame, well, actually, guys, before anything, on the daily, make sure you chart out previous day high, previous day low. Make sure you do that. Remember, every morning I'm charting out our previous day high, previous day low to know what our daily range is. So make sure you do that first. And then, now we're going to go back down to the hourly. Okay, so looking at the hourly time frame, we are now running right through new day opening gap here. We're starting to run right through it already. Let's see if we're going to want to trade all the way down to the 4-hour. But on the hourly, we don't really have any bullish imbalances until all the way down here. All the way down here. So we have a little bit of a bullish breaker here, right? There's a few different bullish breakers. You could say this one is low, high, lower, low, displacement of the high is bullish unicorn. You could say this is, right? So there's a few support levels down here on the hourly time frame that if we do want to trade down, I would expect a bounce off of these levels down here. But just paying attention to the 4-hour, if we do trade into this 4-hour, I would want to see us start bouncing off this 4-hour. Now it just depends how bearish are we looking today, right? Because right now at market open, we are looking very, very bearish. Remember, we have NVIDIA earnings after market close today, so the market could be pretty volatile. It could be pretty volatile. In our recent history, NVIDIA has pretty much beat earnings every single time, which, what does that mean? It normally means we have good bullish sentiment in the market with NVIDIA earnings. But we also have to read our technical analysis. And right now it's really selling off here, guys. Really selling off. So I want to see us trade into this 4-hour. And then I want to see what kind of reaction we're going to get once we do trade into that 4-hour. Let's go all the way down to the 15-minute time frame. So let's look at the 15. We just swept our London, or we already swept London low actually. But we just swept our pre-market lows here. We already just swept pre-market lows. We're trading through new day opening gap. But up here, what are we leaving behind? We're leaving behind our London high, right? Look at that. Right at 3 a.m., 3:15 a.m., we have our London high left behind. Okay, so London high's left behind. You said SMT with ES on that swing high on the hourly. All right, let's check it out. Let's go back to the hourly real quick. So, yes, we took out this high right here. So we do have that hourly SMT. We swept this external high up here and NQ failed to. So yes, definitely some hourly SMT up there. 100%. 100%. So let's look here. Let's go to the 15-minute again. So we're sweeping lows. We're breaking structure right now. We're trying to close below a previous swing low on NQ. What does that tell us? That tells us we have a lot of bearish sentiment. If we are closing below an old swing low on the 15-minute, which we still have about 8 minutes until this 15-minute candle closes, but if we see us closing below this level, we have a lot of bearish sentiment. This market looks very bearish, a lot of bearish order flow, a lot of sellers right now pre-market. But let's look at these lows here. Look at, we have relative equal lows down here going into that 4-hour. So I could definitely see us trying to go target those lows right here. Right? Like I said before, I want to see if we're going to trade into this 4-hour busy. This is the 4-hour busy. We have equal lows right there inside, right at the top of the 4-hour busy. So I could definitely see us trying to trade for those. Let's look here. Let's look on the 15-minute here on ES as well. So similar things going on. Wait, let's look at the 4-hour first. Excuse me. We have that 4-hour busy here as well. So we also want to try out this 4-hour busy here on ES. 4-hour busy. 4-hour busy. Well, this is a really big switch up from going from Crazy Train by Ozzy to Bloom by the Paper Kites. Very big switch up. Let's listen to some Coldplay. Why don't we? All right. So anyways, 4-hour busy here. Same level on NQ and ES. Let's go down to the 15-minute here. We're doing the same thing right now. We're making very similar movements, and then we had that hourly SMT at the highs, and we're coming down and we're trading through new day opening gap. We're taking out our previous low here, and we also have those equal lows on ES over here as well. So right there, we have those relatively equal lows here. So I expect us to come down and sweep these lows. Now, what we're going to find out going into market open and maybe a little bit after market open is, all right, if we do come down and sweep these lows, if we just start running right through this 4-hour busy with no issue, then we're going to start looking for some bearish price action, right? We're going to start looking for some shorts. But if we see us grab equal lows, trade into a 4-hour busy, and start to really bounce and start to reverse, that's when we're going to look for longs. Overall, my bias on a weekly perspective is still bullish right now, guys. It's still bullish right now. So I still have to be proven that the shorts are going to take control because, I mean, the previous few days have been bullish, and I know we were trading up into a daily bearish for value gap. But overall, my bias is still very bullish on a weekly time frame. So when I see bearish price action like this, and when I know NVIDIA earnings are coming out, Andres, they come out after market close. So usually what happens is they come out around 5 p.m. Eastern. It should be around 5 p.m. Eastern, around market close, an hour after market close. But usually when we know NVIDIA has beat earnings almost every single... Okay, thank you. So 420 Eastern, Andres. 420 Eastern. Thank you for sending that. When we've looked at the past history of NVIDIA earnings, it's bullish almost every single time, guys. So I'm expecting that to still be the market sentiment right now. I'm still expecting bullish price action with our market structure. So even if we do come down, I'm not expecting the shorts to step in. And let's say they do, for example, let's say the shorts really start taking control. Cool. We'll start looking for shorts, right? We'll change our market narrative or our market bias. We'll change it and we'll look for something different. But for right now, I am still bullish. The more we sell off, the more bullish on NVIDIA I am. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right? People want to get in at a good price. You know, earnings are interesting. Earnings can be all over the place where I was talking about it yesterday, guys. People try to guess and gamble earnings, and they really truly have no idea what they're doing. And most people don't, because most people don't know how to read a financial statement. People don't know how to read the finances of a company. So that's why we just react to the market, right? We just react to the market, what it tells us to, what it tells us to do. We take what the market gives us. Okay, let's go back to the 15 here. All right, so what I want to see is how we close on this 15-minute candle. Do we close below this previous low and get a true break of structure here? Or do we come back up and wick back up and start looking to inverse the 15-minute SIBI, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at market open. What we can also do is go down to our smaller time frames here. And we can see, I mean, we've already broken structure on a 5-minute, right? And you can see all the way from up here, we've already gotten our CISD, our change in the state of delivery, right? And this move is already gone. This short move is already gone. If you caught it, awesome. But this move it's gone already, right? We're not looking for continuation of this right now. The most I would want to see it do is, as I said before, trade into the 4-hour busy down here. I would want to see it trade into this 4-hour busy, and then I would want to see us start to reverse back up again. That's what I'm looking for right now. And as I said, things could change. Things could change. The market could start shifting back to bullish again here if we don't even break structure on the 15-minute time frame. And that's why I just stay extremely patient, guys. Extremely patient. Yeah, I mean, in the past few days, since Friday, we've only used my GUI model in the past 3 days of trading. We've taken 3 trades, and I've actually been keeping track of it, keeping track of every time we use this model. I think I wrote it in my notes here. Yeah, so Friday, 504 ticks with the model, one trade. Monday, 300 ticks with the model, one trade. Yesterday, 277 ticks with the model, one trade, right? So we're over 250 points in 3 days of trading, or 3 trades, and only 3 trades with this model. So what does that mean to me? Well, I'm gonna keep on looking for this model, guys. I'm gonna keep on looking for this one because I've used this model for a while, but I've never really had a name for it. And now that I have a name for it, I'm gonna start implementing it more and more, and we can keep track of the stats. But that's just the stats in the past 3 days. And when something is working like that, an entry model works like that, I'm gonna keep looking for that entry model and keep seeing if it pops up, right? Because there's certain times in the market where an entry model might not work as much, and we might have to change to a different entry model. I'm going to make a video today. I'm going to make a video for YouTube today all about the model. So I will make the YouTube video today, and it'll either be out tonight or it'll be out tomorrow. I know a lot of people are asking, but don't worry, I'll make a video about it. So market opens here in 30 seconds, guys. Let's see if we get this displacement or if we're going to close above. So typically on NQ, I don't trade ES. I use it just for Confluence. Typically on NQ, my stop losses can range anywhere from around, 50. The average is probably around 55 ticks. Probably around 55 ticks on NQ. Right? So you're looking at around 13, 14 points. Sometimes it'll be 40 ticks. Sometimes it'll be sometimes it'll be 10 points. Sometimes it might even be 15 points, right? But it usually ranges anywhere from, 45 to 65 ticks. And my average, I would say, is around 55 ticks for a stop loss. So around 13 points. All right, market is opening, guys. Market is opening. Let's see if we want to keep selling off here. I at least want to see us trade into that 4-hour. So we haven't closed below this low. So we technically didn't get displacement here. But we ran right through new day opening gap, and we look very bearish. Now, guys, my warning to you today is we are looking a little bit volatile. Now, we don't really have much news today. We have an orange folder news event coming out. But NVIDIA, guys. NVIDIA is now the largest market cap company in the world, right? So that's going to play a major effect on the NASDAQ, right? It's going to play a major effect on NQ. When we know they have earnings today, we're expecting volatility. We expect the market to be volatile. So when people know NVIDIA is coming out with earnings, what do you think they're trying to do? They're trying to get their positions. They're trying to trade, right? So we're going to see a lot of volume here with a lot of volatility. So just be patient. Be smart today. Wait for our A+ setup. That's what we're going to do. It's what we do every day. And we're going to continue doing that. Wait, let's turn the camera on. So cheers, everybody. Cheers. Drink your coffee, get your charts ready, and let's have ourselves a day. Let's have ourselves a day, guys. How many times do you hit stop loss from, let's say, 10 trades? I would say, my win rate definitely changes, right? It's not always super consistent. It's not like I'm always going to have an 80% win rate or a 50% win rate. So I don't know exactly. I would say probably around 60+% for a win rate. But the thing is, I don't care about win rate as much. I care about risk to reward. So I can keep my stops very tight. I manage my risk very closely. So even when I do take losses, they're usually not bad losses, right? And I can make them back up in one trade. All right, so yes, we do have a little bit of SMT at the lows here. NQ has come down and swept this low right here. We've got a little liquidity sweep here on the 1 minute. So let's SMT. ES failed to sweep the low here. So you can just say a little SMT here. Let's see if that has a major effect, if we're going to start pumping from here. Again, I do want to see us trade into that 4-hour. I really do want to see us trade into that 4-hour busy, so I'm just going to kind of wait and see if we do. Ooh, how about Mr. Brightside? Just want to see how many contracts I can trade with my max. I understand. I get that. I get that. Again, I'm just not a trader that cares too much about win rate. Yes, I like to, like, I do. Obviously, I win more than I lose. That's for sure. But I don't focus on it, and I don't think most traders should focus. I think most traders should focus on risk to reward. That's why I just don't really talk about win rate that much. Because, like, you know, if you do follow my trades, you're going to see my win rate, right? You're going to see how much I win. But if you got to know how to manage that risk, even with a lower win rate. Let's say we're not doing as good in the market. You got to manage that risk so you're not blowing accounts. Dude, yeah, Christian, it's getting cold, man. It's getting cold, dude. I took my dog out this morning. It was like 24, 25 degrees, I think. So I've been repping the beanie a lot. I still have to grab a EE beanie. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to grab an Eternal Exchange beanie, so I'll probably get that. Oh yeah, cold shower. Cold shower was brutal this morning. Was very tough. Very tough. Yeah, okay. Thank you for helping, Samaya. I'm near Salt Lake. I'm like near Provo. Near Provo. Okay, more SMT down here, guys. I just want to see us tap into that 4 hour. Can we tap into the 4 hour? And if we can tap into that 4 hour, and then we can start getting inversion and reversing back to buy side, that's what I really want to see here. Yes, Crixus. Yeah, anybody that signs up for the free trial has access to the live stage. They're fully on VIP with the free trial. Okay, here we go. No more SMT, but we are trying to trade into that 4 hour, like we talked about. So, we're coming down to grab equal lows. We're trading into a 4 hour. Me taking control. So, I guess not. I mean, they're relative to equal lows. They're not exactly equal lows. On the 5 minute, we do have relative equal lows here. All right, we just swept those lows. So we are selling off hard. This is the exclusive stage. This is the exclusive stage here. This is for premium. Okay, so I mean, guys, we are dumping. So this is where I was talking about. This is the key level now. This is our support. We've grabbed equal lows. We've traded into a 4 hour busy. What kind of reaction do we get off this 4 hour now? I want to see a bullish reaction. I want to see us start inversing bearish price action here. So I want to see us start trading through bearish levels, like inversing a 5 minute SIBI if we form one here. I want to start seeing the reversal now. Now, if we're going to keep selling off and let's say we start trading right through this 4 hour, okay, well then that's where we're going to start looking for shorts to come all the way down to previous day low. All the way down to previous day low. Oops. Right, and that's if we do have, let's just say this is a Wednesday reversal, because when we look at weekly profiles, sometimes we do have that Wednesday reversal. So if this is that Wednesday reversal, cool. We're just going to look for the reversal, and we'll still have a lot of reward to catch all the way down to the lows, right? So that's why I'm not worried about, okay, we're missing out on this initial move. Cool. We're not missing out on it because this is not the move I wanted to catch anyways. Does someone mind typing to Tommy Guns to edit the volume settings? Can't miss it if it was never a target. Exactly, man. Exactly. All right, so shorts are in control, guys. Bearish order flow is in control. We're starting to run through this 4 hour already. So it looks like we want to come down and grab some sell side here. So we've got a sell side. We got a swing low on the internal here. Boom, right there. We're about to take out this sell side right here, this internal swing low. Let's look at the hourly. Do we have external sell side anywhere near us? We don't, guys. Our next external sell side level isn't until previous day low. And I don't really want to see us come down to previous day low. That's not my expectation right now. If it happens, we're going to start looking for that. We're going to start looking for it. But look at all this support. We have an hourly bullish unicorn right here. Low, high, lower, low. Displacement of the highs with the fair value gap. We also have an hourly breaker up here as well with this highest up close candle. So we still have a lot of support. We just have to see what kind of reaction we get off this 4-hour busy right now. And we just have to wait for that. We have to wait. We can't rush things here, guys. The last thing you're ever going to see me do is rush into trades because I get FOMO. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for our A plus setup. All right, so just watching this 1 minute right now pretty closely. ES is almost down to CE, consequent encroachment, which is the equilibrium of this 4-hour busy. A lot of selling pressure right now. So a lot of selling pressure, guys. A lot of volume, a lot of bearish sentiment right now. So we really could see this one keep dropping. I mean, look at since market open. Look at all these down close candles here. Look at all these down close candles. Now, here's the deal. We're not retracing into a 1 minute SIBI or anything right now for me to even look for an entry. So I'm not going to be chasing these shorts. There's no levels for me to get an entry right now. Look at, we haven't traded back into this 1 minute SIBI. Yeah, we had a 1 minute order block. You could have looked for that entry. I wasn't even going to be looking for that entry. But we just have to wait. We have to wait for good structure to form, right? Because right now there's no structure here. Okay, guys. Here, I'm just gonna send. If you can't hear me, reset your Discord at everyone. All right, I'm sending that real quick. Amin, you said, any idea on where to put stops if you are ready or in a trade? Well, it just depends on where your entry is. Where's your entry at, Amin? It all depends on where your entry is. And what are you targeting? Okay, so 740. Okay, so you've been in for a while. So you've been in pretty much since market open. So 740. What I always say is keep stops above structure. And right now, our only structure is a 1 minute order block and a 1 minute fair value gap down here. So what you could do is you could start trailing, one above a fair value gap, or even now we're forming a new fair value gap. You could put it above this fair value gap, right? It just depends how close you want to play it. I just like to keep my stops above or below structure. It looks like we're trying to rebalance yesterday's move, right? We're running, this is what I was talking about. We're running right through the 4-hour. But again, there's no entry levels right now. There's no entry models. We're not trading back into any fair value gaps. There's nothing here. And yes, we do close on the 4-hour at the end of this hour. So if this 4-hour closes below this fair value gap, guys, then yeah, we are looking for shorts all the way. We will be looking for shorts. If we inverse this 4-hour busy, I'm very, very bearish bias, right? And I would expect this one to come all the way down to the 4-hour busy, all the way down to previous day low. But now let's say we do trade here. We grab this swing low. We'd maybe trade into the hourly unicorn here. This is the hourly unicorn. And we start bouncing, and then we bounce off the 4-hour busy. 1 hour unicorn. Again, then if we start reversing, cool, I'm still looking for longs. But right now, the shorts are totally in control. It looks like we are trying to inverse the 4-hour busy. And if we do that, yeah, shorts all the way, right? But I still need to see good structure built. Because what I don't want to do here is chase a move that's all the way down here. Because what happens when you do that, guys? Let's say the first fair value gap we trade into. If I were to chase this trade, how do we know that the market's not going to retrace and rebalance this range right here? We don't know that, right? It could easily come back up and retrace and rebalance this market. So what I want to wait for is structure on the 1 minute time frame. What does that mean? I want to see some good bullish candles, maybe some fair value gaps that are rebalancing the market. Maybe we're creating internal highs, like 1 minute swing highs, something where we're creating structure. That way we have a good basis for a trade. Whereas if you're just trying to chase these shorts right now, yeah, it might be working out and you might catch a good trade for sure. But what's your real reasoning for being in the trade? Just because we're bearish and you're just wanting to chase? That's not, to me, a good enough model or a good enough reason to get into a trade. Because if you continue to do that, what's going to happen is you're going to start getting stopped out, right? It's going to work one time, you're going to get overconfident, and you're going to do it again, and then it's going to stop you out, and then you're going to do it again, and it's going to stop you out, right? So chasing to me is never the answer. I will never chase a trade. I don't care. Like, this move right now doesn't even matter to me because I wasn't even looking for it right now. So that's fine. As soon as you get in, it'll pump 40 points. Exactly, right? You start chasing and then it just pumps and it retraces and then you get stopped out and you miss out on the real move, right? 100%. What exactly is a GUI model? Yeah, good question. A GUI model, and I'm making a video about it today. I'm gonna post one on YouTube today, or I'm gonna make it today and probably post it tomorrow morning. But basically a GUI model, let me find a good example of it. I mean, we can look at the one we took yesterday. Where was the one we took yesterday? Right down here. I think this is the one we took. Somewhere around here. Where was it, guys? Where was it? I don't remember where it was. Let's just find, I want to find the example from yesterday. Guys, where was it? Where was our GUI model entry? Right around here, I think. I think it was right around here. Anyways, what you're looking for is you're looking for us to trade down into a 5 or 15 minute bullish fair value gap or a bearish fair value gap. For right now, this is a bullish example. So we trade down into a 15-minute fair value gap. We swept lows. You want to see us sweep internal lows or highs. So like a 1-minute swing low like this, right? So you want to see a turtle soup here. And I don't know if this is, I don't think this is the one we took because I don't see the inversion. If someone remembers exactly where we took our long yesterday, please let me know. 10:40 a.m. Thank you. And then let me know what's going on in the market. If while I'm explaining this, if there's something going on, just type it out in the chat and I'll go back to what we're looking at. Okay, so 10:40, 10:40, 10:40, 10:40. Oh, okay, right here. Okay, so here we go, here we go, here we go. Right here, we tapped into a 5-minute busy. So a 5-minute bullish fair value gap right there. Okay, and what did we do if we go down to the 1 minute? Let's zoom all the way back. We swept, oh yeah, this is the move. We swept internal lows, so a 1-minute swing low right here. Boom. We souped it. And then, what did we do? We got inversion of a 1-minute SIBI right here. Boom. We closed above that SIBI, and then we got in our longs, and that's the model right there. And we targeted our Asia high, and we caught it all the way up to here to Asia high, right? So that's the GUI model. You're looking for us to trade into a 5 or 15-minute busy or SIBI. You're looking for us to sweep internal lows or highs, and then you're looking for inversion, and you're looking to target either a previous session high or low, or you're looking to target external liquidity, you know, something like that. So now, look at guys, we're starting to form internal structure now. Now we have a 1-minute swing high. This is what I was talking about. So a 1-minute swing high, and now we have a 5-minute SIBI up here. We're forming another 5-minute SIBI here. This is now forming a GUI model, or we're hoping it to start forming a GUI model. So what we want to see is us form a swing high, start to form internal structure like this, and we want to see us sweep the internal structure. We want to see us trade into a 5 or a 15-minute SIBI. We have a 5 right there above. We don't have a 15 yet, but we do have our 15-minute opening range here. Now we did just tap into our 1-hour unicorn, so we want to be careful here. But we're starting to shape up for the GUI model here, so we want to see us trade into a 5-minute SIBI right now. So we want to see us trade into this level. We want to see us create a 1-minute busy, so a 1-minute bullish fair value gap. And then once we tap into this level, we want to see us inverse that 1-minute busy, and then we want to look for the short position. So I want to see us form a bullish fair value gap right now, like right here. All right, so this is a 1-minute busy. We're now souping internal highs right here, and if we don't form the busy, I don't really want to look for this trade right now, just because we are so bearish right now. We're all the way down here. The only time I look for an entry when we're this low and we're in the discount of a range is if we really get inversion and we get that GUI model, right? So we're still forming the 1 minute here. We're trading to a 5 minute. We just souped internal highs right here. This is a turtle soup move right here. And now I want to see us come down and inverse this 1 minute busy. So this is a model. We'll see if it's going to start playing out. And then we can look at this low as our 15-minute opening range breakout level. And if we can't break below this level and we're bouncing off a 1-hour busy or a 1-hour bullish unicorn, then we're not really looking to hold on to that trade, right? If we did get into shorts here. Because this one still could retrace a lot. right? But we'd be looking for this one here, and we would be looking to catch it very far down. Now, I still don't love an entry like this just yet, but it's not. It's a pretty solid model here. The fact that we traded into that 5-minute. Now let's see if we get inversion. All right, so right now, here's the aggressive entry. The aggressive entry, you already take it, right? If you wanted to get the aggressive entry, that's already the entry right there. We already started inversing. You don't even wait for a close below. That's the aggressive entry. I'm waiting for the more patient entry right now, guys. I'm waiting for the patient entry. I'm waiting for us to close below and then trade back into the inverse or create a BPR here, right? But if you guys wanted to take the aggressive entry, it already happened. Since now we've closed below the 1 minute busy, so now we're seeing the GUI model start to play out. So if we start to bounce off this 1 minute, I start to think about taking this entry. I still don't absolutely love it yet, just because we are just kind of chopping around here. We just trade into a 1 hour bullish unicorn. We're still on the 4 hour. I don't absolutely love this entry yet, but the model is starting to play out a little bit. So let's see here if it does continue. I just don't love taking this entry right now, guys, to be honest with you. I don't love this entry. I almost want to wait for more structure to form. So let's see what we do. Notice how we're trying to close above that 1 minute inverse. Let's see if we close above this inverse here, or if we really do start bouncing from it. Okay, so we did close inside. So right now the shorts still look decent, but I just don't really like what I'm seeing here. I don't really like what I'm seeing. So now this becomes an IFVG. Again, this is the model. It's just not the entry that I want to take just yet. Not yet. Right? But like, if you want to be aggressive, you could definitely look to take that entry. If you're trying to be a little more risky, if you really like the shorts, and this is the possibility for that entry here, right? So if that's what you're looking for, you could look to take that entry. Right? I called out the aggressive entry and I called out the more conservative entry here. So there's already been 2 entry opportunities here. Just not really the entry that I wanted to take just yet. All right, so who is in this trade? Who is in this trade right now? Anybody? I'm sure there's at least a few people in this trade. All right, yeah, and that's the other thing. I'm glad you said that, Salazar, because, yeah, if you're in this might be a trade that you might want to go light on, right? You might want to go light on this trade. You might not want to go heavy, because look at this consolidation right now. It's consolidating a lot right now. So if you are in this position, my recommendation would, if I did take this, I would be in so light right now. I would be in so light. But there's a reason that I didn't take this entry, guys, right? There's a reason I didn't take this entry, because I just don't fully trust it yet myself. I just don't fully trust it yet. Because we still might want to come back up and soup this high right here, right? We might want to come back up and soup this high after consolidating a little bit. I just don't trust it right now. I don't trust it myself. You guys can see there's no follow through. We're just kind of choppy right now. That's why I'm still sitting out. So if you did get the entry and you don't like it, if you don't like the entry, then you could just sell at break even if you want to, right? Or you could take a small loss or just take a small gain. If you don't like it and you feel like you got in emotionally, then you can just cut the trade, right? Like if you feel like you got in the trade because your emotions were too high, then you might as well just sit out. Just take your break even, take a tiny little loss or even a small little win and just walk away and just wait for the next move. Yeah, that's exactly why I stayed out of this move, guys, is because this is the manipulation zone right now, right? We're accumulating. This is where the big guys are going to manipulate a lot of retail traders here and take a lot of their money, right? So this is why I'm just sitting on the sidelines still. Just, we're still respecting the model. We're still respecting the model, but this is just not really the trade I want to take. And we close in about 7 minutes on this 4-hour candle. That's another thing we want to pay attention to here. Is the 4-hour going to come down and inverse this busy, or are we going to start pumping and start closing above the equilibrium of this 4-hour bullish for value gap? Yeah, I never fill my trades on TradingView. I always will fill through Tradeovate. Yeah, I always do my fills on my actual brokerage. So this is the hourly unicorn I was talking about, guys. So look at this. We had a low, a high, a lower low, a displacement of the highs with a bullish fair value gap. That's a unicorn model. We tapped into the unicorn, and that's exactly where we started bouncing from. That's exactly where we stopped. Notice how we were extremely bearish this whole way down. Nothing was stopping us. Where did we stop? Right at the unicorn. Literally right when we tapped into that 1-hour unicorn is where we started to chop around. Right, so just another reason I didn't love taking this trade yet. And let's say you did take this trade and you're not liking it. Again, guys, you're still right at break even right now. So if this is a trade that you don't like and you got in it with emotions, it's okay if you want to cut the trade, right? You don't have to keep holding. You don't have to take a big loss. You can just get out of break even and wait for the next setup. Now, if you really like the setup and you really want to keep holding it, that's fine. That's on you. That's totally up to you, right? What you want to do with this trade. But I just want to throw that out there. I want to throw that out there just in case you're just holding on to it because you're hoping it works out, right? You never want to hope it works out. You want to be very convicted that it's going to work out, right? So, I mean, obviously, we still look very bearish. We still look very bearish right now. But I do want to see if we're going to close below this 4-hour in the next 5 minutes. And if we do that, yeah, then I'm really looking for shorts. Would you say yesterday's 7 a.m. candle is the breaker in uni since it has a 1-hour fair value gap next to it? Let's look. So you said 7 a.m. Yeah, so 7 a.m. is the breaker candle. Yes. 7 a.m. is the breaker block right here. That's the breaker block. And then our 10 a.m. candle is the unicorn fair value gap right there. Yeah, so 7 a.m. breaker block, 10 a.m. unicorn fair value gap. Right, that's why I have right here. This is the 1-hour uni. This fair value gap right there. All right, so again, the market still looks bearish. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying that the market doesn't look bearish. But there's just certain trades where I'm not really willing to take until I see more proof, right? I need to see more proof. I need to see more conviction before I jump into it, especially when we're all the way down in the discount of a range and we're tapping into 1-hour bullish unicorn. I just don't love taking this entry. And you guys can see we've been just kind of consolidating. And yeah, we would be in the profit right now. But just, yeah, not the best trade. And yeah, this one could just dump, right? It could dump. But if you decided to sell this, do not get FOMO because you made the conscious decision to step away from the trade. Just don't get FOMO. Be okay with the decision you made. And just wait for the next setup, right? Wait for the next setup. If 10 doesn't reverse, it's going to dump 100%. 100%. And I really want to see if this 4-hour is going to close below. As I said a few times already, if this 4-hour closes below the busy, I absolutely expect us to sell off, like, very aggressively. Yeah, we do have the 15-minute orb, right? We're trying to break it. That's another thing we want to look at in the next few minutes. Are we going to close below the 15-minute opening range level? Or are we really going to start bouncing and pumping away from it? Now, we do have this huge bearish fair value gap on the 15-minute as well. So we still have a ton of resistance up here. We still have a lot of resistance. So just waiting for this hourly to close right now, guys. Waiting for this hourly to close to look for my entry. VIX is pumping. Yeah, let's check out the VIX real quick. Oh yeah, VIX is pumping like crazy. Look at that fear index going wild right now. Pumping, pumping, pumping. So whenever we see the VIX pumping, what are we expecting on NQ and ES? We're expecting ES and NQ to dump, right? The VIX is the fear indicator. When the VIX is high, that means people are more fearful, and that means the market is more likely to sell off. Now, it's not 100%, and sometimes it's laggy, right? But that's why we use the VIX. That's why we look at the VIX. We have a minute and 20 seconds. Are we going to close below the 4-hour? Right now, it looks like we are about to. It looks like we really want to inverse. Remember, if you sold this trade at break even, do not get FOMO. Don't get FOMO. The VIX. So it's the volatility index, and I like to call it the fear index. Usually it represents how fearful is the market, how fearful are people of the market. And when the fear is high, the market drops. When the fear is low, the market pumps, right? That's just another confluence we like to use. No. I have not taken the trade, Chickling. I stayed out of this one. Looks like we're getting the inversion. Yeah, don't chase. Do not chase. If you sold at break even and now you're getting FOMO, the worst thing you could do right now is chase your trade, and then it comes back up and then it stops you out, and then we make the move, right? Just wait for the next A+ setup. We're still waiting for our A+ setup. Now, this was a good setup. Obviously I wouldn't have talked about it if it wasn't a good setup, but I just didn't like the price action. Yep, so we're closing below the orb. We just inversed the 4-hour busy. So now we have a ton of conviction in these shorts, right? Now we're in silver bullet hour, so I'm going to start looking for silver bullet fair value gaps. That's a very small 1-minute SIBI right there. But still a 1-minute SIBI. So let's see what we left behind, right? So we tapped into the 5-minute. We left behind a 15-minute, but I don't really think we're going to come all the way back up for that 15-minute. We'll see. I would like if we did, because that would give us a really, really good entry. So the 15-minute orb low is overlapping the unicorn here. So let's see. Now this is where we pay attention to. If we come up and we sweep these highs and we form some bullish fair value gaps and then we start getting inversion, I look for shorts again. That would give me a lot of conviction to look for a short. I just don't know necessarily if we're going to trade all the way up here. So I'm waiting for the next good inversion fair value gap entry. Well, let's see if this one's going to keep selling off. Because right now at the new hour, we want to see a wick formed on the high side, right? We want to see a wick start forming up here, and then we want to see it start selling off. So let's see if we want to trade into that 15-minute, if we want to come grab that internal liquidity. If we want to soup internal liquidity up here. Patience, patience, patience. Patience, patience, patience. Just wait, guys. Just wait. But we also need to see, okay, what are we even looking for in the shorts, right? Where are we looking for a target? Well, we have a swing low down here on the 5-minute. All the way down here, we got some sell side liquidity. And we have a 4-hour busy. Down here, we have previous day low. So we've got a lot of sell side levels. We just tested a 5-minute bearish order block here. And look at that bounce we got off the 5-minute bearish order block. I take my entries. Yeah, I take all my entries on the 1-minute time frame. All my entries are on the 1-minute time frame. Okay, so we didn't even form a bullish fair value gap. So I didn't really get my entry opportunity there. Either way, that's fine. And no, I don't use RSI. I do not use RSI. So shorts are looking very good. Oops. Shorts are looking very good, guys. So what did I say? The hourly, right? I want to see us form a wick on the high side on the hourly and then start dumping. That's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing right now. So we've already started forming that wick. So now I'm looking for a 1-minute SIBI. I'm looking for a 1-minute bearish fair value gap to start targeting entry off of. A 1-minute bearish silver bullet fair value gap. So if we can form that, that would be awesome. If we can trade into it, we can look for a nice entry. You know, if we can form one right around here, this would be nice. So let's see if we do form it. So we don't really have a swing low until all the way down at 25.12. And if this one is really going to sell off, we're expecting to come all the way back down to that 4-hour busy below. So now we have a 1-minute SIBI, or at least we almost do. We almost have a 1-minute SIBI. Let's see if we actually do form it. So Silver Bullet, I like targeting 1-minute fair value gaps for entries. Now the hard thing is we are so volatile right now, guys. I mean, even with the 60-tick stop, it's not too much. We don't have that. That doesn't give us too much room to work with. So what I'll probably do is size down, trade small, keep wide stop losses. So let's see if we want to trade in the 1-minute SIBI. If we get a good reaction off that 1-minute SIBI, I start looking for a possible entry. A little bit of SMT at the lows, nothing too major. Let's see if we want to tap into this 1-minute SIBI here, guys. We didn't tap into it. We made some equal lows up there, or equal highs, excuse me. Look how close we got to tapping into that. We didn't tap into it, so I didn't want to get my entry until we trade into it. But now we formed some equal highs up here. Did ES tap? Okay, ES did tap into it. All right, all right. Well, I'm still going to wait. You could have gotten that entry, yeah. I just wanted to see us tap into that level. We got so close to tapping into it. But now we're leaving behind equal highs, so we might come back up for those equal highs and actually tap into it here. 5-minute, strong bearish close on the 5-minute there. 1-minute bearish order block, so another possible entry opportunity here off this 1-minute bearish order block. So again, there's a few different short opportunities here if you guys want to take them, right? And I've talked about them. I mean, there's a few opportunities. 1-minute bearish order block. ES tapped into the 1-minute SIBI. Right here, you could have gotten aggressive entry. I just really am waiting for us to tap into a level. And now price is running away, and that's okay. You know, I'll just keep waiting for my next setup. Price just keeps running away without tapping into the level I want to see it. But we did get a little SMT where ES tapped into that fair value gap. So our idea is spot on, right? We have had the right idea this whole time. Just like I'm just waiting for the perfect entry. I mean, this entry would have worked out. Yeah, if you held on to it, it's still working out. This one didn't give me the best opportunity to get an entry there. So I just didn't take my entry. But you guys can see, look how hard we are selling off now. So this is Silver Bullet. We're targeting sell side liquidity here. We are targeting sell side liquidity. So now I just want to see us maybe form another 1-minute fair value gap. Do something here where I can really get a nice entry. Just want to see a nice entry level. We could also form another GUI model here, right? We could wait for a 5-minute SIBI, like this one up here or this one. We could form internal structure, wait for us to sweep internal structure, and then look for that entry. Now, that might be asking too much right now, since we've already gotten one GUI model up here. And since we're selling off so hard, we might not necessarily do that. But if you are still holding the shorts, if you are still in the shorts, you know, you could look to keep holding this one for, you know, I mean, I would be trailing my stop loss. If I were in this trade right now, I probably would have looked to take some TP already, honestly, and just scalp this one. And then probably would be looking to trail my stop. So, are we going to pull back? I don't know, guys. I might just have to keep waiting for my A+ setup. I might just have to keep waiting. And this is the point where most traders start to get some bad FOMO, right? If you're not in this trade, I can imagine a lot of you are getting terrible FOMO, and you just keep thinking about clicking that sell button, clicking that sell button, clicking that sell button. Be patient. Be patient. Just wait. Just wait. Exactly. Take a deep breath, drink some water. Just relax. It's going to be okay. It's all right. It's okay. Just wait for our setup here. Too early for a beer, question mark? It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? So yeah, I mean, these shorts stepped in hard today, guys. Hard. Crazy. So let's see if, again, another 1 minute. I just want to see better structure here. I hate chasing a trade off of a 1 minute fair value gap that's already so low. I really don't like that. I like to wait for more structure like this one up here. I just didn't like our choppy price action there. That's why I stayed out of it. Obviously, it would have been a pretty solid trade, but I just did not like our price action there. All right, so again, we're tapping into this 1 minute, or we're about to tap into this 1 minute here. Now we have internal highs here. Okay, now we're grabbing internal highs. So if we start selling off from here, this might be a short scalp opportunity, and it already ran away so quick. So quick. Guys, what the heck? What the heck? I wanted to look for this entry, but we just started selling off so fast I didn't even have the chance. So again, more patience, more patience. But this was another entry opportunity because we did just sweep previous highs. But again, I'm just going to keep waiting. It's okay. There could be a lot of things affecting this market right now, right? A lot of it could be, yeah, because of what Russia is saying. A lot of it could be to get a better price leading into NVIDIA earnings. Right, there's a lot of factors that could play into this. You think we might be looking at World War III? I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Everybody's said that for like the past, like, pretty much since World War II, people have said we're almost in World War III, and it's never happened. I know there's a lot of tensions, but, you know, I'll believe it when I see it. I just don't like all the fear-mongering. Okay, so we have a 1 minute order block right here. 1 minute bearish order block, and we just aren't coming back. We just keep selling off. We just keep selling off here, guys. Man, okay, is anybody holding these shorts right now? Is anybody still holding these shorts if you got in? I mean, these are just absolutely selling off. So maybe I should have been aggressive. All right, well, I mean, yeah, if you guys are securing profit here, awesome. Awesome. Awesome, right? If you're not, it's okay. Just keep waiting, keep being patient. Don't force. And if you want to take a setup and you like an aggressive entry, look for your aggressive entry, right? I wanted to get that 1 minute entry right there, but it dropped so fast after we tapped into that I didn't even have a chance to grab that entry. And now we're forming another 5 minute SIBI here. So I'll just keep waiting for right now. Again, there's still going to be a lot of reward on this trade. There's still going to be a lot of reward. And yeah, this is the type of market where you do size down, guys. You trade light. Trade light. At least that's what I would be doing. With the volatility, I'd be trading pretty light if I was in a position right now. Because you can still you can still make a lot of money with a light position here. There you go, Pancho. Of course, man. Of course. And when I say be patient, guys, that doesn't mean you have to stay out of the market, but just wait for your setup. And if this 1 minute SIBI was your setup, then you just stayed patient and waited for us to tap into it and then looked for your entry, right? And if you're just waiting for my entry, that's fine. I'm going to keep waiting for my A+ setup here. All right, so 1 minute SIBI, 1 minute bearish order block up here. We're forming a 5 minute fair value gap as well. 5 minute SIBI. So in the next few minutes, we'll have a 5 minute SIBI here. We'll have some internal buy side liquidity. So we could set up for another GUI model here, where we tap back into the 5 minute, we grab internal liquidity, and then we sell off again. Hey, there you go, Scud. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Yes, call it. Call it. Call it. Walk away with those profits, man. Walk away with those profits. There you go, Vinny. Yes, pass an account. Let's go. I love it, guys. The voices are here, Christian. Get them out. Fight against those voices right now, Christian. Fight against them. You don't control me, voices. You don't control me. Don't let the voices take control. All right, so I'm just waiting for us right now to form this 5-minute SIBI to probably come up and sweep the internal highs up here. Right, because the 5-minute SIBI overlaps the 1-minute SIBI. We have internal highs here. We could soup some internal highs straight into that 5-minute, and I want to see another entry opportunity here. It'd be real nice if we form another 1-minute bullish fair value gap. What usually happens when we break the prop firm consistency rule, what they do, it depends on the company, but they will basically just add a certain amount that you have to make. So if you make too much, then they'll just, I don't know what their, certain companies have different rules. Like they'll multiply it by something, and then they'll just add a certain amount that you have to make, you know, a little bit more that you're going to have to make. Hey, there you go, Wild West. That is a lot of McChickens. Look at that. A ton of McChickens right there. Okay, so we're forming internal structure now. Equal highs on the 1 hour or on the 1 minute. We're waiting for a 5-minute SIBI to form. Now I want to see us trade back into that 5-minute SIBI. Grab these equal highs and then come back down. All right, so 5-minute SIBI right at the 1-minute SIBI. They're overlapping here. So they multiply it by 2 then. Okay. Yeah, so you're just basically, if you go over the consistency rule, if you make too much, you're going to have to basically just make more the next time. So it's not the end of the world if you go over the consistency rule, because again, all you have to do is just make a little bit more money. But I would try not to go over the consistency rule.